Y'all ready for this?
No.
Hello, welcome back to Corks and Controller. I am one of your best friends, Rick Operator, and joining me today on the 20th episode of Corks and Controllers.
Already the 20th?
It's Cheesy Counselor.
You mean the Mind Blown Counselor 20 episodes in? Hello there, my name is Victor, and holy shit, 20
episodes.
What the fuck? Look at us. Accomplished gentlemen.
When did we start?
That's I don't even know.
I don't have to really quickly find like the photo. Okay, yeah, I remember now. It's like somewhere in December because like we like just started as soon as like I don't know. I think it's like early December. Actually, no, it's not. What the hell? No, December's when we had trouble getting together.
Oh, that is just damn. So we started like in October then. And no, before October because we were talking about a Halloween episode, right?
Yeah. Oh man.
Holy shit.
And I didn't find when we started, but I found pictures of pumpkin pie from when you started insulting it. So I'll put that one up.
I don't insult pumpkin pie. Pumpkin pie has no feelings because it's not sentient. So fuck you, pumpkin pie.
I'll tell you, as a good goof, don't tell Victor when, but whenever it looks like he's like sort of chewing, just put a pumpkin pie in his mouth.
Oh no. If you want to see the childlike reaction of gagging come about, that's how you'll get it. Soft foods. Now, I hate tapioca. I hate boba tea. I hate anything that has the consistency of gelatin. Pumpkin pie is just all of that personified into a, albeit wonderfully scented little paste, but it doesn't really strike me as anything edible.
No soft foods. No soft foods for Victor.
Not until I'm paralyzed from the neck down.
Well, how are you, Victor? Other than the dredging thoughts of something.
Oh my God. I am wonderful. How about you?
On to you now. Passing the baton. I'm doing well. Just trying to figure out what
life is.
People, well, not only that, but what people are like for Super Bowl and Valentine's Day.
Oh my God. I forgot about that.
Mm-hmm. Ugh. Yeah, I know.
But we have our queen to look up to now.
Yeah.
She'll be in the Super Bowl, right?
I suppose I actually don't fall.
They're playing the Bills?
Well, here's the thing. In my head, runny ball becomes such a like a black hole of thought for me that not even the queen can make me pay attention to it. Like my only knowledge of how close she is to it at all is like seeing gifts of her in a hat at a stadium.
Oh, with the Chiefs hat.
And I'm just like, isn't she supposed to like start her like European run of her concert? Like, when does that start?
All I know is that like I think they're supposed to play the Bills this weekend. I think, and they're out of Buffalo. I'm a superficial football fan for NFL at least. I just don't really care until it gets juicy, which it's all really good. Well, I mean, since our queen has made an appearance, I mean, it's been more fun.
I sure hope so.
I just don't understand the hate that people have for her.
I did have like a bit of a revelation. Is like there's people at my place of work who were like literally jumping for joy, like squealing, because like they would have it all like on their phone, like off to the side.
You're kidding me! Oh my God!
Like they're still watching the game, and I was like this close to saying something, like not anything mean, just being just like, oh my, is this like I was just
jumping ball makes men happy.
Like I was gonna like make an offhand comment. It was like, oh, this is how exciting runny ball is, but the second I was about to open my mouth, I was like, well, I was playing Last of Us, and I play that game like 4 times now, and I'm still just like it gets emotional. It gets emotional in that game.
I mean, I don't know what to say about the football thingy, but I don't want to stereotype the place where you work at, but I would have really thought that like the employees would be more like fans of cricket or some other chess or some other non-contact sport that is some pickleball maybe.
I want to learn chess. Chess is like really big on YouTube right now. They're like people. They're my people, gamers.
Really?
Like in between playing like Twitch reaction like Valorant games, which is like a first person shooter.
And I know that at my place of employment, that's been a hot topic as of late, has been that Valorant thing. Mm-hmm. Apparently something was released and it hasn't been released in like 4 years or some shit like that.
But in between winning hundreds of thousands of dollars playing Valorant, in between that time, they're playing chess like live on stream as well. It's like, what? What's happening?
I mean, we all have our little alter egos, right?
I guess. Victor, why don't we jump straight into the feature table today?
I have a before we get to that, I have a picture to show you.
Oh, okay.
And I want you to divulge or maybe possibly take a gander at what you think this means.
Okay.
Okay, Exhibit A.
For the audio listeners, Victor is currently pulling up a photo on his phone.
Yes, and we'll put it up here as well. So for our audio listeners, this photo is captioned, "The first human received an implant from Neuralink yesterday and is recovering well. Initial results show promising neuron spike detection." And it shows a picture of like a robot ninja.
So
that's Exhibit A, right? Here's Exhibit B.
Okay, here we go.
Do you get that one?
Yeah, well, that's from Resident Evil.
So that one says, "Itchy, tasty, exit." And then here's Exhibit A.
Mm-hmm.
Or Exhibit C.
Oh, my goodness. Okay.
So, same lettering, except this one shows initial results show promising neuron spike detection. The first human received an implant from Neuralink yesterday is recovering well, date 13, with a bloody note in the background. So, do you know what this is?
I understand the references, yes. So, good old buddy. Well, for the audio listeners, the photos are of video game screenshots to make it look like a tweet from Elon Musk is in the game, so it makes it hilarious. But what makes it hilarious is those game settings. Mr. Elon Musk has a company called Neuralink. Mm-hmm. He's trying to have computer chips literally in our brains.
Ew.
He's tested it on animals, monkeys specifically so far.
What a bitch.
They were able to get they were able to get an animal to reproduce actions by moving a cursor on a computer through thinking about it. And so his first product that he wants it to be is something called telepathy, which is you just think about moving a cursor or typing and it happens on the computer without you touching it. Anyways, so this was his first tweet about like putting it in a human, and everyone's equating it to horrifying settings that happen in horror video games such as Dead Space and Resident Evil, because those two games, how their problem started was through human experimentation.
Oh my God. So Elon Musk is pretty much our real world example of how this shit happens.
Oh yeah. Well, we'll see what happens, but
well, that was making the rounds today at the office, and I'm like, I wonder if Victor will get these, because I didn't at all whatsoever. I'm just like, Neuralink, that sounds like Neutrogena.
Oh yeah. It's funny, I'm not sure who they is, but I'm just gonna say it. They say that the easiest way, the best way, maybe even the only way to see if you're a crazy person is if you feel like everyone else in the room is crazy except you. Apparently that's a nice indicator. And to which I say, how has Elon Musk not realized that he is like one of the most hated people on the planet if literally everyone is like constantly commenting how like weird or eccentric his ideas are?
He's not weird or eccentric. He's just a freak.
He's kind of a freak.
And I don't mean that in a nice commending way. I mean that in this guy is going to be he fucked up Twitter, man. Big time. Oh, yeah. Like big time. Like to fail something that big. It's like we're going back to 2009 when the fucking recession happened, right? Mm-hmm. Like, how the fuck is a bank too big to fail? How the hell do you fuck up Twitter?
Yeah.
Twitter it wasn't great, but I mean, like, it was fun.
Oh yeah.
And then you get this whole verified shit, and now it's like I have like verified tabs on my mentions, and then there's this shit called Grok or Gronk or some shit. I don't even know what the fuck that shit is.
It's a terribly named AI.
You're kidding me. That's the AI of Twitter.
Yeah, it's
or X, whatever the fuck it's called nowadays.
It's like their text response, just like ChatGPT.
Oh my fucking god!
Apparently, it's supposed to do more, but I haven't seen it do more.
Elon Musk is just ew. If somebody says that they're a fanboy of his immediately, I'm just like, okay, you're not based in reality, so here we go.
It's funny how you can be so bad that even your like replacements are not quite that good enough either. Like Threads is there to look at, but like no one really wants to interact with it. Other
Exactly.
than, like-minded people. Like, and like Gronk's the worst version of ChatGPT, which everyone finds like strangely controversial, anyways. And the whole AI stuff, where it's just like they make like Facebook or Meta, look impressive because they have something called multimodal, which is it uses computer vision to look at your shirt, and an AI will tell you to your ear, "Hey, you're looking at a shirt, a blue shirt with a heathered pattern," and like that's weird. But it's kind of cool if you're blind.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're not,
you're just scanning.
I was like, I was looking at book reviews out of all things in the world that I could have been doing yesterday. I was looking at book reviews and I came across Snow Crashes. Apparently, I didn't know that these guys were the first to coin the term metaverse.
Yeah. We were talking about that like 2 episodes ago.
Yeah, but I mean, again, today, this week has just been not my cup of tea. Our Queen Taylor Swift is getting slandered left and right, and I feel defeated.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, what did Taylor Swift do to these bros?
She's
just existing, and then that's...
All she did was be like the biggest thing in pop culture right now. Makes an easy target.
Well, I mean, it's like she literally did nothing but go to a football game. Like, if me and you do that, no one's going to give a shit. Why should they give a shit about her? How is she ruining football? I mean, we're getting off topic. But yeah, so I just wanted to show you those little pictures before we delve in, because I didn't get them at all. And Resident Evil reminds me of a zombie. That's all it really reminds me of.
No, yeah. I do like zombies. That's how I fell in love with Resident Evil.
Cue the Cranberries. But anywho, so...
Love that song too. Victor, what's on our feature table today?
So, something I don't know what it is.
Tell me what's resting on mahogany.
So, oh yeah, mahogany. I didn't even know your phone matches mahogany.
I know, right? I forgot where it was for a second.
If it was like this, then I really would have been like, oh shit, it really does blend in. So I spy a 2011 Chateau Giroud Sauterne. Magnificent, wonderful thing. Oh, and it's a 2017, right? That was the year you started at that place. That's what it was. That's why we picked that specific year. Also, really great year for Sauterne. I think I see Goku from here, or that's not Goku. Is it Gohan or is it Piccolo?
It's none of those characters. It's the wrong series too.
I just see a little spiky head, and that's all. What the?
Let me give you a closer look at it.
Is this thing?
That thing's a person.
Is this like the animated version of like that little blue racing devil thing?
Blue racing devil thing.
It's like a rat, but not really a rat.
You mean Sonic the Hedgehog?
Yeah, it's like the personified version of Sonic the Hedgehog. He's blue and he has spiky hair. And he has a weird face and apparently has 4 freckles.
Blue?
Yeah, look at him. He has like a little blue body.
That's green.
Don't
tell me you're colorblind.
I wouldn't be surprised. And his feet are like abnormally large.
Oh, well, that's anime characters for you.
I mean, that's like bigger than his head, and actually like half the width of his arm. But who is this fella?
So this is Izumi.
I was gonna say, is it Ishikawa Unigari or some shit?
Midoriya. Izumi Midoriya. His name is Deku. He's a hero in the anime My Hero Academia, which, as it sounds like, is a hero school, superhero school.
You're fucking kidding me.
Yeah, so,
oh my God.
So he goes there to learn how to be a professional hero and protect the city.
So that's the next thing I need to watch.
I mean,
because I see Itadori's up on the Hall of Fame.
The huge criticism of My Hero Academia right now is that it's really slowed down in its latest season. Like, not a lot happens.
It's like a filler.
And I mean, I don't criticize it for that, because I was just like, guys, look at this genre. It's a shonen. Shonens love making absolutely nothing out of entire seasons. So I just kind of ignored it. I was just like, Well, next season is when real shit's gonna happen. So,
Wow. Okay, so we could skip this entire season then, pretty much.
yes.
So it's one of those Naruto things where it's just absolute shit, and you can just actually watch the entire Naruto series in like 2 hours.
The most egregious thing about Naruto is that they'll waste your entire.
He's the guy with the cat face, right?
Yeah, they'll waste your entire year with like a season of like just jacking a thing, and then the new season will happen, and you're like, okay, finally, I can get back to it. And then they'll spend half of that season like coming out of that storyline and then starting this storyline you care about. It's just like, what? I was like, a season and a half of wasting my time. Anyways,
Damn.
but that's My Hero Academia.
Alrighty, and then here today we have our featured wine today. So this is beautiful Bruno Giacosa's Dolcetto d'Alba coming out of the Langhe Valley out in Piedmont, Italy, in northwestern Italy. This is one of the affordable Giacosas, because if you get to like the top tier Giacosas, yeah, you're talking like the high hundreds, maybe mid to high thousands. For their Barolos and Barbarescos, especially their Reservas. So all I can do in my little pity budget is only buy the Dolcetto. I can't afford the Barolos or the Barbarescos, even in the crappy years. Something about, shelling out $900 for a Barolo just doesn't sit right with me. I mean, these Barolos are good, but they're not good enough to me to warrant dropping $900 and saying, I need to have a case of that.
We'll get there one day.
Yeah, one day, just for the hell of it, we'll just open one of those up. I mean, it won't be last week's Boal Madeira, but I mean, it'll be something.
Hopefully one day we'll be like your boss and just scoffing at the money.
Yeah, I know, right? Just saying, here, take this. But yeah, so that's the featured wine for today. I did see a Pokeball, which I don't want to touch because I don't know if it's like a special Pokeball. Watch I fucking press it, then fucking Charizard comes out of it.
And so that's an accessory that you can play with your Nintendo Switch or your mobile phone. It attaches to a video game called what is it called? The
Pokemon 3.
It's like Pokemon Pikachu U edition. I don't remember, but there's like a reimagining of the first Pokemon Yellow game that you can play with that, or you can play Pokemon Go with it, and it tracks your steps. I don't remember.
What the fuck? Okay, so I thought it was just a little Pokeball, but then there's this gigantic thing that is like on the desk.
Check it out. There's a button right here and an analog stick.
You're kidding me. You can actually play with that thing then.
You could play video games with this.
Who's that Pokemon? It's Snorlax. It's Pikachu.
And the reason why it has the lanyard is because it has accelerometers. You throw it and it throws in the gear.
You're fucking kidding me. Oh my God.
Yeah, that's what the ring's for too. So you don't.
I need to watch Pokemon again. It's so nostalgic. It's like Avatar: The Last Airbender. Yay. Am I caught?
I caught you.
Yay. The Pokemon is Victor. His abilities are wine, cheese, tea.
I can't wait for all the goofy Valentine's I choose you like puns.
Oh my God. Especially like on Instagram and Twitter. Oh my God. I fucking hate those. But yeah, so what is this gigantic thing here? It's a key. With a Minnie Mouse thing at the end, I think.
Oh, you're very observant. I can't believe you noticed those things. What does it look like? Is it Kingdom Hearts? There you go. I was about to say, what do you think the tumblers look like?
Oh, I don't know about that part, but I was just like, this is where Pikachu and fucking the Dark Magician show up and fight each other, right?
Huh? No.
Close enough, man. I know there's like a crossing of some famous characters.
It's when Final Fantasy characters see Mickey Mouse and they go fight Heartless.
Oh, so Pikachu's not even involved, and neither is Doctor Strange.
No, not at all. No. Although I will hand you this. Ever since Disney bought Marvel as a property, people have been wanting Marvel characters in Kingdom Hearts for a long time. I personally rolled my eyes at it and being like, guys, just because it's under Disney's license doesn't mean it makes sense for that lore that they built. And
you wouldn't like to see Minnie Mouse trying to fight Spider-Man? Or Doctor Strange? There's
something about classical, except for the Pirates of the Caribbean, that was a weird addition. There's something about classical Disney cartoon characters that fit well with anime style, because they're both hand drawn in a way.
Yeah,
it's like they move around weird and have weird proportions that fits. Having the most realistic, and that's what happened. Having a realistic freaking what's his name, Johnny Depp next to Sora is just Excuse, huh?
What does Johnny Depp do again?
He's Captain Jack Sparrow. He's the pirate. He's like,
He's not in.
act drunk all the time.
He's not in the Minnie Mouse world, though, right?
He's in Pirates of the Caribbean.
I'm confused. What does it have to do with the key here?
It's a Disney property that they put in there. And
wait, what? You're fucking kidding me? So they can't fucking add Spider-Man, but they'll fucking add a fucking random ass pirate in there for a movie that no one watched, including myself.
That's right, man. Like why? Well, like I said, you have cartoon characters running around. What? This doesn't make sense. Why not?
Damn, this is the absolute epitome of chaos. What the fuck?
Oh
is
shit! I didn't realize
this?
it was a video. What the hell? Get out of here! Get out of here! Anyways,
Kingdom Hearts 3 exploring the pirates. Is that Donald Duck next to a pirate?
now I gotta save this.
Oh my god.
I'll remember it.
This does not strike me fancy in any way that I would want to play this game.
Anyway, shall we open this bottle?
Yes. Where is the corkscrew?
Oh man, that's the
Is it on the other side of the bar?
The one thing I always keep forgetting. Let's see. Can I reach it from here?
You should be able to.
I did last time.
Oh, there goes the Pokemon.
Wow.
Looks like Bulbasaur is free.
I don't use it anyways.
It's okay, Bulbasaur. Go enjoy your meal. So, cool little fun fact with this bottle of wine. So this has a blue sticker on here. Mm-hmm. So, with Italian wine, there's two main stickers you need to look for. There's a blue one, and then there's a brown one. So, the blue ones, it says on their DOC, that's just the acronym for Denominazione di Origine Controllata. And then the brown one has the DOCG. Let me take a breath for this one. This one stands for Denominazione di Origine Controllata e Garantita. So the difference between the two is that the blue sticker, this is pretty much like your entry level designations for your nicer wines, versus your brown sticker will be like your more, I don't know how, your higher end. Pretty much when you have a blue sticker, it has a little serial number. You can't really see it from here, but that little number right there, if you go to the Consorzio Tutela di Dolcetto de Alba website, you can actually type in that little number in there, and it'll put up all the data facts for, you know, who produced it, how many liters were made, when were the grapes picked, all that fun stuff. And when you have the brown sticker, the DOCG, that serial number, to get the brown sticker, you pretty much have to prove that you are worthy of it. So a blue sticker, that means that the government's telling you how much to pick, when to pick, how long to barrel, how long you can, or when you can release your wine, what are your minimum alcohol levels, what's your acid level, all that fun stuff. The brown sticker is all of that, but you also have to pass a blind government tasting.
These freaking governments are impeaching on my freedom.
Yes. So in Europe, that's exactly how it is. So like one of the most famous blue stickers is just basic Prosecco. Now, if you want a brown sticker Prosecco, you have to go to the Conegliano di Valdobbiadene and get a Prosecco from there that has a brown sticker because they produce better Prosecco. Made the same exact fucking way. Just, I mean, I don't really see the difference with Prosecco. But so, yeah, that's the fun little fact with the blue sticker. So like I said, yeah, Bruno Giacosa, this is one of Italy's most famous producers. But I can't afford the nice Bruno Giacosas. So what's our Ko-Fi again?
That's going to be Ko-Fi.com. Coursing controllers.
Yeah, so if you want to see us drink nice Bruno Giacosas, be sure to Ko-Fi us like a total of like $5,000 so that, you know, I can actually afford to buy the fancy ones.
If you really appreciate the show
Yes.
and what we bring to the table,
drop us a couple grand and we'll be drinking some better stuff.
bring to the mahogany.
I might actually, you know, with that money, I also might get like a Chateau Latour, you know, like a $3,000 bottle of Bordeaux. Or if you're feeling really generous, you know, just drop us, I don't know, $10,000 so we could get ourselves that Boal Madeira.
So
you know,
so we could fucking go there.
Exactly. I mean, the you set the contribution amount, you know. You can give us $5 or give us $50,000. I don't really care.
Yeah, man.
It'll all go to wine or beer. Alrighty. So let's get you some Dolcetto.
Alrighty.
Oh, I didn't do the little cork pop thingy on the mic.
Oh, man.
Our poor editor's probably like, talking to the fucking mic, man.
Put the cork pop in the fucking mic, bro.
I still haven't met the guy in person. I need to, like, meet him.
Oh, yeah. I invited him today.
Aw, and he didn't want to show up?
I don't know. I just got zero response. It's fine. The boy's busy.
Aw. Well, we need to have him over for a glass of wine so he can make his little appearance online. So he can be online with us.
Be online. No. Victor, tell me about the legs.
Oh my God, no, not even the legs. So, so this is a little Dolcetto. So Dolcetto is Italian for a little sweet one. It's actually not a sweet wine. Dolcetto, the best way to describe it, it's just a really easy drinking table wine that's pretty much made to be drunk upon release. It's not going to age very well. There might be like 1 or 2 Dolcettos that actually do stand like more than 10 years, but winemakers never make this wine to age. You drink this while you're waiting for your Barbaras to come around after 3 to 5 years. Then you drink your Barbaras while you're waiting for your basic Barbarescos to come around. Then you drink your Barbarescos while you're waiting for your Barolos to come around. Then you drink your Barolos when the Reserva Barbarescos are ready. Then when the Reserva Barbarescos are ready, that's when you can drink your Barolo Reservas. That takes about 35 years, by the way. So this is the beginning of the cycle.
Wait, is that what a table red means?
Pretty much, yeah.
It's just like
you just want to drink it, yeah.
This is for dinner.
Exactly.
This isn't for fancy time.
So, chin chin, or prost, or salute.
Kampai.
Oh yeah, kampai. This smells like super fruity.
Ooh. Oh my God.
It smells like blackberries and plums and cherries and blueberries. So the coloration on this is like still very dark and purple, but like translucent as well. Mm-hmm. The legs, they shouldn't have many legs. It's like a super low alcohol wine. It should be like about 13 or 14% alcohol.
How many times do you think I can get away with making a legs joke?
Oh, it's only 13.
It's like the 3rd episode in a row.
So this is only 13%, so it shouldn't really have many discernible legs.
Ooh, that's light.
That is damn good. That would be so damn good with like a torta. Yeah, like it's just so refreshing. Like acid is high. So it's like kind of puckery, but not like anywhere near like lemon juice puckery. Mm-hmm. It's more like, oh my God, like you're drinking a really good Capri Sun, like that kind of puckery. But it has like the flavors of like plums and pomegranates. And like there's no bit of like vanilla, no bit of wood. The tannins are not really there. It's not really bitter. It's not astringent.
Yeah,
this is a fun little wine.
I want something like really saucy or with like a lot of umami.
Oh my God, like anchovies with red pasta. Salty, tangy pasta. So in Italy, they would probably eat this with like just like mushroom risotto.
I wonder if I have the structures of a cow de pepe right now.
Ah, see, there you go. You know what's funny, you guys, is that like after I leave, we leave Victor with all the wine, so he's the one that consumes it all. So we're like, all righty, Victor, see you next week. Here's like, I don't know, like 2 other bottles of wine for you to finish over the next few days.
Yeah. The perks of the job.
And I mean, tell me this doesn't actually benefit you with your job though. It should, right?
It does, yeah. I mean, the one downside to it is that I'll be really excited about the bottle or a similar bottle, and I'll go to like look it up in our system, and it's just not there, and I'm just like, why?
But there has to be something like it that you can order.
I'm sure there is, but I need a little more education to find similar stuff.
Bottle by bottle, though, we're getting there.
We'll get there.
Just like one day I'll have the guts, to play, I don't know, Resident Evil.
Yeah. And it's funny too, because I don't know if we'll cut this part of the show, but like part of during like the interview process, they were just like, like what do you think is like one of your strengths that you'll bring to the job? And I'll just be like, I literally have an alcohol show. Like I'm gonna be like whether or not I'm buyer, I will be constantly learning more and more and more. And we're actually gonna travel to wineries and breweries and like.
Did that not seal the deal?
And it was like, and hopefully with both of Victor's influences, like we'll talk to the people, and they'll tell us like how shit's made. And
so did that seal the deal?
And
it more than sealed the deal.
I'm here, aren't I?
Yeah, it more than sealed the deal. He took the fucking deal back to town, cashed it out, and boom, here we are.
Which reminds me, I know I keep saying this, but we got to sit down and plan at least one.
That is true. It's like we're now in January, so we got a deadline of like, I don't know, 8 weeks.
No. Oh, I'll tell you, don't cut this part out.
You told me to remind you about something.
Yes, that's right. My girlfriend was curious about Napa train rides. Uh-oh.
Oh my God. Okay. So where to begin with those racist, misogynistic little pieces of shit that advertise crap wine and sell an experience to the uneducated?
If you need context, they just want a nice adventure to go on their friend with. Doesn't help.
No. Okay, so where to begin? So the Napa Valley Wine Train started off as a commendable thing. Mm-hmm. So it's literally a train ride.
Like everything does.
Yeah, through the Napa Valley, and it stops at like 4 pretty well-known wineries. I think BV is one of them, and then Art Mondavi is another, I think. I could be wrong. I really haven't bothered looking them up in a long time. The last time I actually went to their website and looked at what they were doing is when they rudely kicked off a party of elderly black women that were on a book club tour on the train and kicked them off for being rude and belligerent and a whole bunch of other things. And that led to a plethora of other complaints coming in that, oh yeah, the Napa Valley train kicked us off as well, because we were black or because we're Mexican or because, we're Asian, whatever it was. So they have a pretty iffy history treating minorities. So that's why I don't always fully endorse going on that train. Now, they have done a lot to make amends with that. To my understanding, they've made maybe a donation or two to a few different, nonprofit organizations. I could be wrong about that. I actually probably wouldn't be wrong about that I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't. So I would not recommend the Napa Valley Wine Train for a lot of things. Now, I will say this, that up there, if your girlfriend is up for cheese, there is a wonderful cheese trail that they can follow of a few participating creameries, and they are wholesome and delicious. Those are my 2 cents on the Napa Valley Wine Train.
Very good.
Actually, I would probably say after Napa Valley Wine Train, type in black women and then discrimination.
Whoops. I guess I type worse on camera. I'm even getting like a little nerve wracked. Let's see.
Discrimination.
I really am bad at typing on camera.
Well, what you're about to find out is not really a very enjoyable thing. So we're only doing this just so that Victor can actually see how sad this actually was.
It's all 5 top results.
They got sued. Oh, good for them. Good for those women. They sued the train.
Got it.
Yeah, because it's like, that's an embarrassing thing to happen. It's like they were literally a book club just trying to have fun. Like, what part of that is wrong? Like, is it bad to be black? Is it bad to be in a book club?
Well, all 6 of the top results is 11 women getting kicked off for laughing.
Yeah.
They were black.
Like, is it a crime to laugh on a train while black? Oh my God, So that's why I'm saying, I really wouldn't recommend this place. There are a lot of other wonderful businesses that are more deserving of your girlfriend's money than Napa Valley.
What was this cheese place?
Yeah, so it's the Sonoma County Cheese Trail.
Awesome.
So it's not chartered or anything. So the wonderful part about the cheese trail though is that because there's really not drinking involved, it's just going to creameries and trying cheeses and petting goats. Mm-hmm. It's pretty fun. So you can cut out as much of that as you wish, or as much as you would not wish, up to you. But those are my 2 cents on.
I think it's okay for Corks and Controllers as not only as individuals but as a company to say we don't endorse the Napa train rides.
Like I said, I have not looked at their website in a long time since that happened. So yeah. If you do need wine recommendations to the Napa Valley, though, please let me know. We'll be more than happy to help you out with that stuff.
Of course. I think it's time for the show.
It is time for the actual show. Would you like to go first, or do you want me to go first?
Sure, I'll go first. It was funny. I was charging up that little guy over there, the VR goggles, as he will, because I was as a nerd, I was a little excited that the reviews for the Apple Vision Pro are slowly trickling out. For those who don't know, the Apple Vision Pro is Apple's answer for VR AR computing, I suppose, as they would call it. What is happening? Oh, that was mine. I was like, disclaimer, Victor drives home safely and soundly.
I did that because you need a drink, my guy. I think that last little segment probably put you on the nerves there a little bit. You probably really have to look at discrimination online on show.
I'm all for pointing out racism. I was more nervous that I was messing up my own typing. But anyways, I promise I do 50 words per minute on monkeytype.com.
Victor is the absolute tech wizard. Even myself, as I was watching him struggle to type, I'm like, it's just, stage fright. Because the guy knows how to diagnose any technical failures.
So Apple is on February 2nd is going to have their own goggles with a screen that's like less than an inch from your eyeballs, and you use that as a computer. Their vision for it, their vision for it is that it's your laptop instead. It's not like a gaming console, or it's not like a different way of looking at the internet. Like they want you to replace your entertainment and your work with it. Like they're just like, yeah, the cameras pass through your site, so you see your entire living room as it should be, and icons and like a movie theater or a web browser just float in your living room. That's their vision for it. And the reviews are like, it can do it, but it's also very obviously you're looking at a screen through cameras. So there's also that too. Anyways, but the only reason why I bring that up is because I was going to charge the Meta Quest, which is the closest thing I have to it. And I was going to let you mess with it for a little while, maybe even get upset. But you said you're in a slight time crunch. So
Yeah.
I decided to skip past it.
We could do that next week easily.
It'll also give you a week to decide how to pair an alcohol to an entire category device. Anyways, so I decided this time to go with
That's a lot.
with an anime.
Oh, okay. Let's go.
Yeah, I've been watching this anime.
Is it on Crunchyroll?
It is on Crunchyroll.
Yes.
It is I might be pronouncing this wrong, but it's a Frieren, a journey beyond the journey. I don't know how to look this up. Sorry, everybody, but it is a classic fantasy anime with like a little bit of a nice like human story twist to it. So usually in fantasy adventures, you got your warrior, you got your strong dwarven guy, you got your priest that has holy magic, and you got your mage that does all the other elemental magics, right? Mm-hmm. The differentiator about it is that they're just like, let's tell a story through the mage, because the mage is of elven race, so they naturally live longer than humans, than dwarves, than like most people. Mm-hmm. And so they tell the story of like, let's tell like a close personal story about a lone elven adventurer who outlives her party members.
Oh, what the fuck? Okay. I like where that's going.
So the main hero dies of old age. The priest dies of old age. The dwarven's hanging in there. He's got a long lifespan too, but he's getting old too. So he's just like, I'm done adventuring. And the story that they tell with her, the character name is Frieren or something. That's the name I can't pronounce right now. Is that she's kind of like naturally disassociated. She doesn't feel emotions very well. When people are just like, I really want to watch the sunset with my partner, and she's just like, what does that accomplish? What?
Interesting.
It's like, it's a sunset, and they're just like, right. But when you're there and you're sharing the moment and you're like both smiling, it means something. And then she's like, I don't get it. Anyways, wow, okay. I'm gonna go look for more magic spells, and like she'll like bounce.
Oh my gosh, she's the Spock of this anime world.
Frieren Beyond Journey's End, right? Because the main party's journey end because they passed away, and now she's having this.
So wait, is this an actual sequel to another anime, or is this just a new one?
No, this is like an original anime. Nothing precedes it. No, it didn't come from
So it leaves room open to make a prequel to this.
Yeah.
These are moneymakers.
I know. Anime is a moneymaker. That don't pay their animators very well, by the way. They'll pay literally $5 a day. Yeah, read that story. Anyways.
What? Please put a link up.
Are your favorite Jujutsu Kaisen episodes?
Someone's getting paid $5 a day to do all the writing.
Like 19 hours of work and nothing to show for it.
Okay. I'm flabbergasted. Now I'm having the emotional turmoil here. Like, okay. You're telling me that the person who actually makes Itadori's life go round can't even manage to buy his food for the day? That is bullshit.
That's what we do here in Chris Controller. We point out the injustices in industries. Anyways, and anyways, so like through her whole new, chapter in her life without the people she cared about, she's slowly through like reminiscing, through through like memories or like, you know, because like it would be like 30 years since the leader of the party died, that she'll return to a town that they've been to, and she'll suddenly remember like, oh yeah, he was telling me.
Oh, so it's nostalgic too.
Yeah, it's like he was telling me like how important it is to have like really nice meals together. And meanwhile, she's just, you know, she's just quietly eating at the end of the table. But she remembers everyone else having fun. And she's like, huh, that was fun. I want to do that now. And she has a new companion, Fern. And like, I just got to the episode where she added a third new companion, which is their warrior and stuff like that. And now she's like reliving the memories that she took for granted before. And now she's like living fully. So very nice anime.
Damn.
Very wholesome. It's like, to me, because the thing about anime is like, people may view it as like, you know, the culture that it is, because, you know, there's attractive women with big boobies and there's like really strong, like power male fantasy guys with giant swords, and people are like, oh, anime's so wacky and whatever. But this show, kind of like Jujutsu Kaisen, but, you know, without the violence, is able to tell a really nice, wholesome story that doesn't need any anime gimmicks to tell it, and it's just really nice. Like you woefully and genuinely just pay attention.
Damn, that's a tough one. So I hate to break it to you already, but there's no affordable wine for this.
Oh,
This is one that is going to command a little bit of capital to secure. So the themes that I got here were, we've been down this road, but I just don't get it. But slowly but steadily, I'm starting to get it again. So for me, that reminds me of a specific winery based out of Germany called Schloss Johannisberg. Mm-hmm. So that is spelled a whopping SCHLOSS space GJOHN NISBERG. Schloss Johannisberg. Mm-hmm. So these guys go back to, oh my lordy, what year? They go back a long time. Actually, I'm going to do what you're doing real quick here and make sure I get my dates right. I'm not about to have another champagne episode or I get my dates total. I mean, fucking get a whole world war done. Let's see. So Schloss Johannisberg. So they are based out of the city of Geisenheim. And they go back to the year 1100. So, to give you some perspective, these guys, they are insane. So, back in the good old days, Schloss Johannisberg, they had Riesling planted. So, they're founded in the year 1100, right? So, I forget exactly what year they discover how to make Spatlese or Auslesen Rieslings. So, I want to say it was when the Magna Carta was signed. That's when they discovered that. I mean, that shows you just how historic, I mean, this winery is. So they discover either Spatlese or Auslese first, and then later on they make their first beer in Auslesen, and then later on Trocken beer in Auslesen. So Schloss Johannisberg, back in their heyday, they were the kings of Riesling. I mean, this is what your royalty drank. Any kind of Schloss Johannisberg, you know, Spatlese, Auslesen, whatever it was, like these were the guys. Somewhere along the 80s and 90s and maybe even early 2000s, they fell off. I don't know if they were purchased, if they had a new, you know, family take over, what it was. But then at that point, they kind of fell off the map. And it was like, what'd you do, bro? Now, I am very happy to say that they are not fully back, but they're finding their way. So now they have embraced, so they were one of the founding members of the Verband Deutscher Qualitätsweinguter, so that's also known as the VDP. Look for the little eagle on, you know, the side of the foil cap. And for our editor, oh my God, I'm doing this out of love. It is spelled VERBAND. DEUTSCHER, Verband Deutscher, and then PRADIKATSWEINGUTR. So Verband Deutscher Prädikatsweinguter. And it's even better because before there used to be the Verband Deutscher Naturwein werden versteigern. I'm not spelling that. I'm not doing that. That was enough of the German spelling for me. But yeah, so Schloss Johannisberg, they were one of the founding members of the VDP. And that was pretty much like your invite-only society of the best winemaking families and wineries. So as of like maybe the mid 2000s, so I'm talking like maybe 2005 through like 2015, 16, they have slowly but steadily been coming back. They have been engaging in things like the Großgewachs, so that's like the great growth, so like the great vineyards of the German wine regions. So one of their more famous ones is the Grunlack, but thankfully they are also going back to their heritage, as in making Spatlese and Auslese Rieslings. So I wouldn't fully say that they're back, but I will say this, like this main character of what's her name, Frieren.
Freeman. Free Raven.
Freebird.
I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, Free Raven. Just like her, I mean, Schloss Johannisberg is slowly but steadily getting back to, understanding it's Frieren.
Frieren, yeah.
Yeah, Frieren. So just like Frieren, Schloss Johannisberg, they're slowly but steadily starting to, go back to their roots of like where they were at back in the 1100s and why they became so famous and why they were the chosen wines back then. Nowadays, it's really hard. I don't even think they'll ever come back to what they were. Just because now you got this big bad wolf named Egon Müller who makes a Schwarzhofbeker Trocken beer and Auslesen that goes for like a whopping $15,000 a bottle. I don't think Schloss Johannisberg's going to come back like that. No. And what's even more ironic is the fact that Großgewachs that I mentioned earlier, that's a strictly just dry Riesling. So these Rieslings are never sweet. They're completely bone dry. The Großgewachs, I mean, there are places like Keller. There's like the G-Max. I don't even think that's an actual Großgewachs though. German wineries are starting to think that, most people don't like sweet wines. They want the dry stuff. Yeah. And then there's Egon Müller that says, fuck you and what you think. We're going to keep making these sweet wines. And they command the prices just like Jojo Sprum. That's another one that says, fuck your GGs. We're not making any of that shit. It's strictly sweet stuff here. I like them all. I do. But so yeah, my official pairing for that specific show, I would say Schloss Johannisberg's Spatlese Riesling. You should be able to find it in between $30 to $60 a bottle. So it's not outrageous, but it definitely hurts.
Yeah.
And it will also age forever, by the way.
There you go. I mean, if you're new to wine, it will hurt, but it might be rewarding.
I mean, anytime I see a historic winery like that show up on my end of the corkscrew, I'm like, oh, goody, goody. Because even if I don't like the wine, I'm like, historically speaking, these guys are a pretty big deal. Mm-hmm. I mean, dude, you go back to the 1100s. Like, I think that was like the time that Justinian was alive and the Corpus Civilis Juris was made. I mean, the fact that they predate the goddamn Magna Carta is like enough for me to be like, oh, shit, you guys are, damn, you guys are old. It's like that Elvin in a way, that little elvish fella, but whatever. I mean, actually, isn't Frieren an elf?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, so it's just like her. She's just trugging along. She's like, I may be, 900 years old, but hey, I'm still here.
It's funny how so like blasé and like she just brushes a lot of things off because like there are parts in the episode where they'll be like, well, she'll show back up into a village where like an old teammate used to be, and she'll be like, oh hey, how's it going? And they'll be like, don't talk to me like it hasn't been 30 years since you've been here. And they're like all old and shit.
Oh my God.
And he's just like, what's 30 years to me? Like, it's not like, and that's like a constant in the show. There's another character that's just like, it's just like, this village is important to me and I want to protect it. And she's like, how come? He's like, because I lived here for like 3 years. He's like, that's not a long time. And he's like, yes, it is. And she's like,
She's like, nah, 3 years. Fuck you, whatever. That ain't shit.
Dude,
and that's also how Riesling ages. I mean, I would be... Okay, let's forget that I ever talked about Madeira, right? Uh-huh. Let's forget we ever talked about Madeira. Riesling, by far, compared to none, by gone, whatever I'm trying to say.
Sure.
Stands alone as far as ageability goes. I mean, I have no doubt that all the Riesling I have stashed away is easily going to outlive like my great grandchildren to like the 10th power.
What was that?
I think that was my phone.
Okay.
But I mean,
like a train.
I mean, but that's Riesling. I mean, it just has a presence that you're just like, Yeah, bitch, that's exactly what I said. So, I mean, Rieslings, that Schloss Johannisberg, I have no doubt. I mean, even if you were to pick up a 19 Spatlese, that was like a fantastic year, but even the 2020s are pretty great. 40, 50, 60 years ain't nothing to them.
No, I guess not.
Just today, I got a little shipment of 2009s and 2007s, and I'm like reading the notes on Cellar Tracker, and I'm like, the fuck you mean this shit is still white? As in, like, the color hasn't dissipated. It's still acidic. It still tastes like acid. It's still, very sweet primary. Like, bro, it's been 10 years. It's been 10 years, and then Riesling's like, that ain't shit to me. 10 years is like the same for, as like, I don't know, like 30 years to a human for them. Or no, like 1 year is like 30 years to a human, pretty much. So, yeah, that would be my official pairing, Schloss Johannisberg, Spatlese Riesling.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Are you ready for your challenge, my good sir? Because, boy, do I got a challenge for you today.
You gave me the devil emojis. I better stretch for this one.
Alrighty. So, for today's pairing, we're going to take a little trip down south. And by south, I mean we're going to go down to the good old village of Santa Barbara.
I was going to say, like, Santa Barbara as a serious answer, but then I was going to, like, no, I got to make a joke out of this. San Diego.
Temecula. Ugh, no. We'll talk about Temecula in another 20 years when they figure out what the fuck they're doing. Right now, they have no idea what they're doing. And I'm just like, figure yourself out, bro. You're in your teenage years. Let's figure out what you want to do first. Okay. So we're going to go down to the good old city of Santa Barbara. And we're going to stop by a wonderful little winery that I like to call Tensley. Mm-hmm. So Tensley happens to have made a few white wines that are, not very common. So they happen to make a little Marsanne Roussanne white wine. So I opened up this beauty maybe like about a week ago. And their Marsanne Roussanne, the best way to describe it is a pain in the ass. Mm-hmm. So, if we recall our last episode, maybe 4 or 5 episodes ago, when I waxed poetic about how much I despise and loathe Roussanne, but also love it.
Right.
Marsanne is its evil twin. Marsanne is a grape that you never want to give it to people that are like up to their intermediate level of wine drinking, because the first thing they'll say is like, tastes like water. And it's like, well, bitch, you do know that wine is like 95% water at the very minimum, right? Like, of course you're going to taste goddamn water. But more so because Marsanne is a grape that is all about subtlety. It doesn't scream. It doesn't shout. It doesn't make its presence known. If there's another person in the room, it's going to be like, pay attention to that guy. I'm not going to make myself visible. All right. But the moment you do pay attention to it, you're like, you're chock full of stories, aren't you, little shit? But Marsanne has an even more aggravating close down phase, like Roussanne, whereas Roussanne goes through emotional phases, as I like to call them now, where it's like it'll go from like temper tantrum to, being loving to like being just like locked in his room saying, fuck off, I don't want to talk to you kind of shit. Marsanne will do so, but in a more conniving way. Okay. You'll open up the bottle of like, say, straight of Marsanne, and you'll be like, I smell honeydew melon, and I smell like almonds. And then you taste it, you're like, damn. This is the LaCroix of wines, isn't it? Like, I just barely got a hint of alcohol. Mm-hmm. It'll do that to you. So when you combine the aggravating factors of what Marsanne is, along with the petulance of Roussanne, you have a recipe for disaster. Now, Let me tell you, my good sir, I got lucky. So when I opened up this bottle of wine, the first thing I smelled was wax. I mean, just straight up like wax. It sounds weird, but it smelled legit like wax. And I'm like, this is promising. Only in the wine world will you ever smell a wine that smells like wax and be like, oh, well, that's a good start.
The wax of Bella Gloss.
Like that, but even more waxy.
Okay.
Roussanne and Marsanne, like, this is why you never want to give either of these two grapes to somebody who doesn't really want to drink wine or learn about wine, because they do require patience. It's almost like you can take an elective course in, I don't know, like molecular biology if you want, but are you going to do that? Unless you want to learn about it. Not really. Like, why am I going to subject myself to torture, Mm-hmm. That's Marsanne and Roussanne. So I open up this bottle and I'm like, this smells like wax. I like this, because that usually means the wine is open for business. I taste the wine, my dude. Holy fucking hell. Have you ever had dried quince? In Spanish known as membrillo.
I haven't, no.
Holy hell, this thing just tasted like a straight up piece of candied quince. It was, I mean, candied quince, not candied squints. It wasn't sweet, but oh my goodness, it just smelled like, how to describe it? Have you ever had a really good cup of green tea?
Oh, of course, yeah.
I'm not talking like like a little fucking tea bag. I'm talking like actual like quality like green tea.
Yeah.
Imagine that clean green tea flavor, but with like maybe a little bit of like, I don't even want to say green apple or pear because it's not that, but it's a very neutral, like imagine honeydew, kind of like a really good honeydew, just barely has flavor, but it has like really, really good flavor. So imagine the green tea, imagine the honeydew, and imagine like maybe for like a split second, like the tiniest bit of like dark honey. But this wine, even though it's about subtlety, like it just leaves you like, fuck, that's good. Give me some more. It's addictive as shit. That bottle of wine, do you want to know how long it lasted me?
It lasted you 2 minutes.
Yeah, you're being very, very nice to me. No, it lasted me 10 minutes. Now, that is unforeseen. Again, I'm not a very hefty guy, but that is a full-ass bottle of wine that I downed in 10 minutes. 10 fucking minutes. It's just that, okay, put yourself in my position here for a minute. I have been burned by Roussanne. Who the fuck knows how many goddamn times? Same thing with Marsanne. I don't get these chances very often. So I'm like, right now, everything is tasting so good. Am I really going to risk blowing this shit out for like another hour or two just to see, for science, how this goes? No, absolutely not. So I decided like, okay, this is my one chance. So I was just taking beautiful sips and I'm like, green tea, melon, quince, just, oh my God. So the best analogy I could give you is I want you to find me either a video game or an anime that isn't necessarily violent or gory or showy, but it's something that you're just like, damn, why is this so good? But none of the indicators are there, because if I poured that wine to general person, they'd be like, tastes like water. Versus if I were to pour that wine to like say Kaylin, he'd be like, yo, this is yummy. But again, it's not flashy, it's not showy, it's not like in your face shouting like drink me. It's just like that kind of I hate this word, but it was a very sensual wine. It like just nibbles on your ear and says, come to me, Poppy, come to me.
You're making me hate it.
So, yes, that is the beautiful time I spent with Tensley's Marsanne Roussanne recently. So, what do you have that is along those tiers? Again, nothing that is flashy or showy or gory, but something that you just encountered and you're like, damn, this is nice. All the while, everyone thinks you're playing this boring game.
I got 2 for you.
Oh, damn. Just like the grapes. Marsanne and Roussanne, 1 for each.
You thought you had me, Victor Villavalzo. You thought you fucking had me, but I'm a goddamn video game boy.
There we go. Mahogany for the win.
Anyways. I'm just like...
Or was that all a ruse?
It was a ruse, Stan.
Wine pine!
Oh my God. I hate you. I fucking hate you. Oh my God. That was the ultimate dad pun. Wine related. Mako, get your boy. Get your boy.
Anyways, I'm the only part I'm having trouble with is which game actually fits more to this lore. So I'm gonna give you both of them. I'm gonna pose you a counter challenge. Which one of these fit more? Okay, so the first one is more simpler. I can get through it really fast. It's a puzzle game. It's a puzzle game.
Better not be the fucking game I was playing.
The game you were playing.
With the fucking shapes, and it's like, it's really easy. And I'm like, no, it's fucking not.
Oh, no.
Thank God.
It's it's not that it's like unassuming, because it went like very viral to the point where a newspaper bought their game.
What?
But it's very unassuming, where it's just like, how can this? It's just letters. How's it fun? And I'm like, you'll know once you fucking get into it. And the game I'm talking about is Wordle. Do you remember Wordle? Back when it was fucking popular as shit, and then got bought by.
Is that the one that
Times.
like you post like a little square, like 3 up and then like 2 to the right and 2 to the left, or some shit? It looks like a little chart of some sort.
Well, that's the crossword puzzles. I'm talking about the 5-letter word game. Where
Wordle?
Yeah, so how Wordle works is that every single day there's a new 5-letter word, and you have to guess it. And you have 5 guesses to guess the 5-letter word. And the gamification about it is that you put in the letter, and it would tell you if either you got that the letter in your word is in the word but in the wrong spot, or green for you got it. That's the right letter and it's in the right spot. And you use those clues to be like, okay.
Oh, so you want as much green as possible.
Yeah. So this is like, so it's like, so I guess a word with a letter A in it, but it's yellow, which means there is an A in this word. It's just not the second letter. And like, you just use those context clues and you try to get it in as little guesses as possible. When you max out 5, you lose for the day and you lose your winning streak. And that's what made it addictive. Like, people would have like year-long streaks where they never messed the word and they never messed the day. And yeah, it was that.
And then the Facebook grandmas took it over.
The New York Times took it over where they bought it for 7 figures. It's weird to have that. It's weird to have to hide it. It's like, is there shame in saying how much you paid for a word, for a fucking word game,
A vocabulary game, literally.
But that's what made it fun. Like, I came into it being just like, because I tend to not like things that are very popular because I don't like the whole like lemmings off the cliff kind of
I like that
kind of vibes that like some things would give me. So I usually when things are really popular, like I even had this mentality towards Breaking Bad. Like, everyone was like, oh, Breaking Bad, oh, chemist teacher making and I was just like I'm gonna hang back because everyone's watching it, and like, I don't like.
Did you ever get into Peaky Blinders? I feel like a million people recommended that show. I mean, I never watched it.
No, I know what you're talking about, but no, I never watched it. Not even a single episode. I forgot it existed.
Yeah, so did I until you said that right now. The lemmings off the cliff, and I'm like, everybody and their mom was talking about that.
And in the example of Breaking Bad, I waited until the final season was out. I waited till everyone stopped talking about it. I somehow avoided spoilers. I wasn't even trying to. And I watched it straight through, and I went, this is the best show I've ever seen in my fucking life. And that's how I usually approach really popular things. I wait until everyone stopped talking about Wordle right before the New York Times bought it. And I played it, and I went, oh, shit.
You were a Wordle fan?
I was a Wordle fan.
Or still are a Wordle fan?
I had a 2-month streak before I gave up.
Oh, so you didn't lose, you gave up.
Yeah, I like forgot a day once because I was like really busy
so
that day.
So you lost.
And I was just like, it was fun while it lasted. Okay, so this was the first one. The second one is a game called The Adventures of Lolo.
Of Lola?
Lolo.
Lolo.
Adventure of Lolo is, once again, a puzzle game for the Nintendo Entertainment System. Very old game. The objective of the game is that you're this blue little tadpole looking guy, and you have an environment puzzle. You have to get your girlfriend. For some reason, there's a story to it. Your girlfriend got kidnapped, and you have to make it through all 100 levels of this castle to reach your girlfriend and get her back. Doesn't need a story. It's a fucking puzzle game.
Yeah.
Regardless, that's what it is, and it's very unassuming because from the like you mentioned, from the outside looking in, when people watch me play this game, they're like, what is that? I don't get it. What do you like? It's just like you're like a little sprite. You're a little fucking low res sprite running around, pushing blocks around. Like, what are you doing? I'm just like, no, you don't get it. Okay. You have to get from the beginning of the room to the next floor, the entrance to the next floor. And in order to do that, you have to move these blocks in a way where you don't fuck yourself, trap yourself in, and get to the other thing. So it's like there's blocks to move. There's activators for enemies that chase you. There's bridges that you can only cross once and they break. All sorts of puzzly ass. I'm so excited. I'm spittling everywhere. There's all sorts of evolving difficulties of new entrapments that prevent you from getting to the next level. I'm gonna have to show you a little bit of gameplay, but obviously I was always gonna put some in for you to get it. because again, from the outside, you're not sure what the hell I'm even talking about until you kind of see it. But it's just like the most unassuming little puzzle game that like that's just like it's like cutesy. There's like words to it. There's cutesy. There's nuance to it.
Does that say ha?
Yeah, that was the fucking game maker. But anyways, so like usually like you have to collect these little hearts things. Once you it looks like Sonic, right? Once you collect the heart blocks, the door will open and you can get to the door that's usually on the top right or top left. And you also have to get like a treasure chest sometimes. Sometimes there's like little guys that'll like poke and stab you. Whoops. And like lots of traps, lots of way to trap yourself, lots of way to die. And it's very cutesy and it's very unassuming.
Is it timed?
It's not timed.
Oh, thank God.
But people watching it have no idea your thought process or what you're trying to do unless they play it themselves.
Yes, they need to know.
Because like when you look at a still frame, you're like, what am I looking at? This looks like you look like Sonic that's just like in a room.
Yeah, and
are you in this room
pushing shit around?
Are you in this room this whole time? Just play it. Just play it, which is what I end up having to tell people. And that's my second game.
I think the second one pairs excellently with that because it's literally, you have to know Roussanne and Marsanne to know what the fuck you're doing. And only after then, when you actually win a level and you catch a Marsanne or Roussanne that tastes good, you're like, this is
Back to the racist Napa trains. No, anyway.
So yeah, no, I think that was an excellent pairing. The second one especially. I mean, Wordle, that was an excellent pairing too. But the second one, the moment you said, outside looking in, you need to play the game to know what's going on. That's literally Marsanne and Roussanne. Yeah. You can read all about Marsanne. You can read all about Roussanne. But until you get burned and get locked in, you don't know what's going on. You need to suffer the fire first. I mean, I envy the person that thinks they've had a Roussanne that tastes good the first time they ever drink a Roussanne. Chances are that never happened.
The only time that happens is if you're a baby like me in this situation where Victor sort of knows how to quartz the Roussanne.
Exactly, yeah. It's like you got to rub the Roussanne 15 times and say like 15 prayers to Bacchus, the wine god, and be like, please let this Roussanne taste good. And then you open it and you're like,
oh. Disclosure, that Roussanne episode, I never quite got there. I got the hints, but you were just like, hey, here's your homework. See if you can follow it every like hour or so. See if it tastes good. I meant to send you little video logs of me drinking the Roussanne the week after the episode.
Did it ever taste better?
It never did. I think I missed it and just start souring after that.
Oh, yeah, that means you missed it. Yeah. Or it might have just soured before it even got to show up. It was just like, I'm going to die.
Anyways.
And then it said, yeah, that's Roussanne for you. Literally, Roussanne's a bitch, but I love it. It's the most toxic relationship you'll ever get. Because literally, it's like you'll get burned time and time again, but that one time they do something right, you're like, see, there is good in you. I can save you. I can change you. And then it's like, that's literally Roussanne in a nutshell. Only outdone by its evil cousin named Nebbiolo. Nebbiolo is... What's the most evil villain I can think of? That is charming at the same time. Would that be Dracula?
I like GLaDOS from Portal.
Who is that villain in, oh my God, the Flash movie?
I didn't watch the Flash movie.
Or the Green Lantern dude?
I didn't watch that either.
Wasn't it the fucking, it's not Marvel. That's what Superman and fucking Wonder Woman and shit. They're trying to fight this thing from coming to Earth, and then it turns out that's not even the final boss. The final boss is somewhere where the fuck off. Who the hell knows where?
I know what you're talking about.
That's Nebbiolo. You hear about it.
Who was that? That was shit. I'll tell you. I'll put it right here.
Yeah, that's Nebbiolo for you. I can count on one hand the times I've had an exemplary Nebbiolo.
God damn it! I can see it in my head. Who the fuck is that? Anyways. Okay.
Yeah, that's Nebbiolo. Specifically, any Barolos from the great vintages. You'll look at it and you'll taste it. You'll be like, damn, this is okay. This is okay. And this is fine. I spent $500. It's okay. I'm going to make myself taste good, you know? And it doesn't. It doesn't.
It is not unless we're supported by the fine listeners and viewers that I would ever say, it's $500. It's fine. That's not words that would ever come out of my mouth.
Right, I know. It's like, oh, we just opened up this $5,000 bottle of wine, and it's just okay.
Mm-hmm. Again, this is why I heavily research my games before I buy them.
And same with my wines and my teas. I decided to like Google everything galore and be like, okay, tell me your soil type. Oh my God, I am literally a horoscope whore, but for wines. I need to know everything about them before I even dive in. Listen here, if you're not made out of limestone, I don't want you.
What about stone fruit?
Stone fruit. Stone fruit and herbaceous are probably two of my least favorite synonyms or antonyms, or what the fuck they're called, the terms in the wine world, because they are literally by far the most vague and ambiguous terms. Like, what does herbaceous taste like? Like, tell me, when was the last time you ever, I don't know, had a bowl full of rosemary, sage, tarragon, basil, mint, oregano, you know, I don't fucking know what other fucking spices out there. Whatever goes in zatar, you know.
Straight from their shakers.
Like, yeah, and then you mashed it all together and then tasted just 1 teaspoon and said, this is herbaceous. Like, no, you have flavors like basil, you have rosemary, you have tarragon, you have sage, you have lavender, you have parsley, you have fucking coriander, cilantro. I love cilantro, fuck y'all who haters. But yeah, that's literally like herbaceous. Like when someone says it's herbaceous, I'm like, come on, man. I know you got more than that.
I forgot what I was researching.
It's like me saying, yeah, you're human. It's like, the fuck does that even mean? It can mean so many different things.
I forgot what I was researching, but yeah, like it was like 3 wines in a row. I was reading their descriptions to see if it would be a good
They all
match
said stone
for
fruit.
my location, and they said stone fruit, and I was just like, after a while, I was like, wait, what the hell is a stone fruit?
Yeah, stone fruit can be anything from a peach to an apricot to a plum to a cherry. Just like when someone says, oh, this wine tastes blue. Bitch, what the fuck does blue taste
Colors?
like? Like, last time I checked, orange, well, I mean, that's about an analogy, but yellow didn't have a flavor.
Yellow number 5.
I'm pretty sure that does have a flavor if you concentrate it enough. But yeah, for the most part, stone fruit and herbaceous, I hate those terms. I absolutely hate those terms.
Aren't those dyes like banned in some places?
I'm pretty sure probably banned in the States, but they're like, it's less than 0.2% of your drink, whatever, we'll allow it.
Victor, is this the end of the show?
This is the end of the show.
Wow.
It is time for you to finish up the Dolcetto.
All right. Well, before I do have a question for you. There was this particular wine that someone, I won't say who, was asking me about, and I just couldn't figure it out. And like, I think they called it like a Candice, like Candice wine or something.
Candice?
Yeah, Candice.
Kansas or Candice?
Candice.
Candice wine.
Mm-hmm.
Never heard of that.
I think it's like Candice, like something like that.
Candice. No, I've never heard of a wine like that.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Can this dick fit in your mouth?
Nice.
That is the show. Is the motherfucking show.
Oh my
If
lord!
you want to get in contact with us,
after your Ruse Santa one, that probably has to be your next best one.
if you are a winemaker, a beer maker, an animator, a game maker, all the magical makers of this fantastic world that gives us wonderful jokes like these, you can do that. You can get in contact with us. podcast@spiggy.net. We want to see your stuff on this table. We want to talk about you. We love sharing, especially if you're local or small. Like,
Yes.
we love sharing and spreading the word about anything and anyone, and like just seeing what, you know, what's out there and stuff. If you like this show because of my fantastic jokes, you can show your appreciation by going to ko-fi.com, Corks and Controllers.
Tip your bartender.
That's our digital tip jar for that. And
Because he made you cringe.
yeah, so YouTube for the visual podcast, everywhere else for the audio podcast, and we'll see you next time.
Yes. Have a fun week, y'all. And I'll be here listening to more of Victor's jokes for you, so you don't have to.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
This episode of Corks and Controllers podcast is brought to you by Ligma in association with Second.